Hey, thanks for clicking on the video. This is Kaufman is Alive YouTube channel. I look at comic books new and old. And today I'm going to be bagging and boarding comics. I've got a whole stack of comics here. Got my boards right here, and I got my bags right here. So we'll just kind of chill and talk comics for a few minutes here. I got the Duke series right here. This is by Skybound and Image. Joshua Williamson's the writer. Tom Riley is the artist. It's been a really fun series. I've made a couple reviews already on my channel. It's got kind of a spy feel to it, kind of a Mission Impossible feeling to it. Duke is, he's the main character from G.I. Joe, from the cartoon, the blonde captain of the team. There he is right there. I know in this issue he goes face to face with the Battle Android Trooper, and it's pretty cool. If you remember that toy from your childhood, then you're probably about the same age as me. But this Skybound series from Image, they're kind of creating their own universe with it. They're combining G.I. Joe with Transformers, which, I mean, seems pretty obvious when you think about it. I don't know if they've ever really crossed over before. Two IPs from the same time frame. If you grew up in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. But this Duke, they've got a main G.I. Joe series, but Duke is the spin-off here, so get Baroness on the cover there. Lots of great callbacks in this series, lots of Easter eggs. I highly recommend that Duke series for sure, and the Transformers series is killing it as well. If you haven't been reading any of those, I highly recommend them. Void Rivals is another comic book in that series as well. I got this Doctor Strange here, #1, False Sunrise. This is by Trad and Heather Moore. This comic is absolutely insane. Just every page makes you feel like you're just tripping balls. The series came out last year. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was like the beginning of last year, January. And 4-issue miniseries. And oh, this is a gatefold cover too, by the way. So it was a really great series. It's got absolutely amazing art. If you see copies of it anywhere, I would grab it. They made a hardcover collection of all of them too, which you can grab. See here, I got Ultimate Spider-Man #3. This is by Jonathan Hickman. Marco Cicchetto's the artist. Made a video of this already, along with issue #4, which I have here as well. Lots of variant covers, of course, these days, if you're not aware. Especially with Marvel and DC, almost every single issue, especially of like Spider-Man or X-Men, Batman, Justice League, that kind of stuff, they've got multiple variant covers, and a lot of times they don't really show you what's even in the issue there. It's just like random covers, static covers, covers by artists who've never, drawn an issue. And to me, it's kind of like how we used to collect trading cards back in the day. And a lot of covers these days to me seem like people collect the covers how they would collect trading cards. So, I mean, you buy like 2 or 3 copies of the same issue just for the cover. I mean, I don't know. Ultimate Universe #1. This is also by Jonathan Hickman. I did a review of that book a couple days ago. If you haven't seen it yet, we got this is New Mutants #1. This is part of a connecting variant cover. I found this when I was at Comic-Con this year in Indianapolis, and I got this in a dollar bin. And the vendor was actually like, "Oh, let me see that," and he wanted to take it from me and not sell it to me for $1, but I was like, "No, I found it in the dollar bin. I'll take it." He said these go for a nice price. People are trying to collect all the connecting variants to this, and I'll be looking for those too. So, got another Excalibur here. I think I picked this up the same day as well. I've pretty much just been picking up the Excalibur from Teeny Howard in dollar bin. Been able to find a lot of them. See, I got Savage Avengers here. This series was really cool. The original Savage Avengers series. It had Jerry Duggan was the writer. Patch Zurcher is the artist. I really like Zurcher's art. He's a fantastic artist. I don't know why he doesn't get more work at Marvel, to be honest. He's kind of outspoken on Twitter. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. But so are a lot of comic book artists. But this series is cool. It's got Conan in it. So it's like Conan crossing over with the main 616 MCU. And about a year ago, Marvel lost the license to Conan. So if you want to read Conan stories with Marvel characters, which I think he fits perfectly well in the Avengers, he's kind of like that missing element. Like Thor's got a sword, or Thor's got a hammer, and Captain America's got the shield. Iron Man's got an armor, and then you got Conan. He's got a sword, and he's a big old buffed up guy just like the rest of them. Yeah, I picked this one up at Comic-Con as well. This was 2099 Alpha. This was kind of the reboot of the 2099 universe a few years ago. Victor Bogdanovich is the artist on here, which is pretty nice. Nick Spencer's the writer. And I know they're about to annihilate the 2099 universe upcoming, I think this summer. So this is the start, and we're about to see the end coming up soon. So that'll be interesting. Let's see, we got I got a Marvel preview book here in the pile. I got an IDW preview book here. I'm not gonna bag those, but I will say, if you're not going to your local comic shops these days, they do give out those free preview books. Those are always nice to read, and they've got usually some pretty nice images that you can cut out or whatever. I got X-Men 97, #2. This is a comic I've covered on a video previously. Really liked X-Men 97. If you didn't see that, you should definitely see it. The comic was pretty good. The art wasn't great. Some of the storylines are kind of cool because they're it's basically a prelude to the cartoon 97, X-Men 97. So, and I got some Dead X-Men here. This is issue #4. This came out in the fall of X recently. Spoiler alert here, but If you don't want spoilers for what happened in X-Men, skip ahead a few seconds. But some of the X-Men got killed off in the Hellfire Gala, and those X-Men that got killed off are basically brought back to life in this series. Started off pretty good, kind of ended a little flat. This is a X-Men 97 variant cover of Dead X-Men, which I thought was pretty nice. So I wanted to grab that. But I'm looking forward to the next season of X-Men 97. Kind of jonesing for it right now, actually. Now that it's over. Let's see here. I got Savage Dragon number 269. This is a fun issue. Savage Dragon's my favorite comic book ever. Just, you can't go wrong with the same writer and artist on every issue. So there's just tons of, backstory. Every issue connects to the next issue. You just don't get that anymore. It's always just these like short volumes, like Dead X-Men. You get like 5 or 6 issues. So it's really rare you get a comic anymore where it's the same artist and writer. Now, Larson definitely doesn't put out comics as often. He tries to stay on a monthly schedule, I know, but usually doesn't happen. I got House of X number 4, the Emma Frost variant cover. Beautiful cover there. Actually shared this with my brother and got him in trouble with his wife. She saw it and then was like, "What are you reading? Just X-Men?" I did a video on these two comics. If you haven't seen those, you can go back on my channel and check them out. I've been reading comics basically my whole life. Got into it real young. Had a friend who had a bunch of comics, tons of toys, and got me into collecting. And we'd trade back and forth. It was a lot of fun back then. And I started buying my own. Eventually, kind of grew out of it, but somehow was able to find a box at my mom's house a few years ago, and I still had my old Savage Dragon comics, my old Spawn comics, some of my old X-Men comics, and it just got me back into collecting again, and I've just been collecting ever since, just non-stop. It's a horrible addiction, collecting comic books, but I absolutely love it. We got G.I. Joe here. This is written by Larry Hama. I love that Snake Eyes cover. Like I was talking about at the beginning of the video, G.I. Joe is being put out by Image Comics now. They've got the Energon universe, they call it. Energon being like the energy cubes from Transformers. It's where all the power comes from. And slowly but surely they are combining those two universes, and it's a lot of fun. Got Titans number 11 here. Titans is the only DC comic I'm currently reading. And I don't even know if I really like it that much. But I've got every issue so far on this run. I might as well stick with one DC comic, right? Then I got Dynamite comic here. This is Space Ghost number 2, the Bjorn Barons cover. Bjorn Barons did a lot of covers on Spawn recently too. So here he is on Space Ghost. Space Ghost has been a lot of fun. I've really liked this comic so far, issues 1 and 2. I mean, Space Ghost lends himself perfectly to comic books. I don't find it like too violent or anything. It's just some cool space adventures with a cool character. We got Wolverine Blood Hunt tie-in #1. This just came out yesterday. I did a video yesterday covering all the new comics that came out. Got Cobra Commander here. Again, another spin-off of the G.I. Joe Energon universe. Cobra Commander as somebody. Can't quite place who. This was the last issue of this miniseries, though. You know, I like to keep my videos mostly around 10 to 15 minutes. Just me talking about comic books. I don't want to drone on too much. It gets a little boring. So, probably about to cut this video short, but if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd appreciate it if you did, and if you liked what you saw here, please like the video. It's been a lot of fun talking to everybody today, bagging and boarding comics, and I'll see you on the next video.